You look at your investment gains in 2026 and think, did the tax rules change this year? Because every year, the IRS quietly tweaks brackets, thresholds, and rules. And sometimes those small tweaks cost people hundreds or thousands more than they expected. Let's make sure that doesn't happen to you. Here's why 2026 actually matters to your money. If your income or your gains sit near a tax bracket line, even a small shift in thresholds can push part of your profit into a higher rate. Or, if those thresholds move up, you might keep more money without doing anything differently. That's why knowing what changed matters. Now here's the part that confuses most people. The capital gains tax rates themselves didn't change in 2026. Long-term gains are still taxed at 0%, 15%, or 20%. Short-term gains are still taxed as ordinary income, anywhere from 10% to 37%, depending on your tax bracket. So no shock new rates. No surprise percentage jumps. The long-term versus short-term rules are still very much alive. What did change in 2026 is where those brackets start and end. Because of inflation adjustments, the income thresholds moved up. That means the amount of income you can earn before hitting higher capital gains rates increased slightly. For a single filer in 2026, that looks roughly like this. You may pay 0% on long-term gains up to about $49,450 of taxable income. The 15% rate applies up to about $545,500. Above that, the 20% rate kicks in. So if you earn the same gains you did last year, you might still land in a lower tax bracket simply because those thresholds moved higher. And that difference can be real money. Imagine a single investor with about $50,000 in income and a $10,000 long-term gain. Last year, some of that gain may have fallen into the 15% bracket. This year, a slightly higher threshold might let more of it stay in the 0% range if total taxable income stays low enough. Now here's what hasn't gotten any friendlier. Short-term gains still hurt. If you sell an investment within a year, the profit is taxed at your ordinary income rate. And while those ordinary brackets adjusted slightly for inflation, selling too soon can still cost you far more than waiting. The timing, not just the year, still matters. One of the biggest beginner mistakes in 2026 is assuming that a new year means big tax cuts. It doesn't. The rates didn't drop. Only the income thresholds moved. If you ignore that, you can still end up paying tax on gains you thought would be tax-free. And higher income investors often forget about extra layers like the net investment income tax. That didn't disappear either. So before you sell anything in 2026, pause and ask yourself three things. How long have I held this asset? What will my total taxable income be for the year? And am I close to a threshold where a small change could make a big tax difference? Because in 2026, Knowing the thresholds matters more than memorizing the rates. You don't want to pay tax you could have avoided by holding just a little longer. And this is where many investors get blindsided next. Everything we just talked about, holding periods, short-term versus long-term rules, income thresholds, gets even messier once crypto is involved. Different assets. Same IRS. Way more confusion. So next up, we're breaking down how crypto profits get taxed. What actually counts as a taxable sale? Why swapping coins can trigger taxes. And the mistakes that catch people after the gains are already gone. Because with crypto, guessing is expensive.